Suprabhat, a very good morning to all of you. I take this opportunity to welcome you all on the occasion of Teachers' Day. A very happy Teachers' Day to my dear colleagues, students, and parents. I'm also pleased to inform you that today we will be announcing the names of the members of the Student Council. But before we begin our program, let's express our gratitude to the Almighty for giving us yet another beautiful day to observe and appreciate all good things around us. I request all the students, teachers, and parents to get ready for the prayer. Thank you. Names of the members of the Student Council. But before we begin our program, Om Shanti Shanti Om. Alexander the Great once said, I am indebted to my father for living, but to my teacher for living well. And his teacher was a legendary philosopher, Aristotle, one of the greatest intellectual figures of Western history, whose teachings were used as a framework for both Christian doctrine and medieval Islamic philosophy. And today is the occasion to remember all the great gurus who have had a profound influence on the way our society has evolved. Sant Kabir Das once said, सतगुर सम कोई नहीं सात दीप नौखंड सतगुर सम कोई नहीं सात दीप नौखंड तीन लोक ना पाइए और 21 ब्रह्मांड अर्थात सात दीपों नौ खंडों तीनों लोकों और 21 ब्रह्मांडों में सदगुरु के समान हितकारी हमें कोई भी नहीं मिलेगा. On this note, I welcome our school principal, Srimati Nishi Mishra Manglik ji, to address the students, teachers, and parents on the occasions of Teachers' Day and our school investiture ceremony. Over to you, ma'am. Thank you. Nishi ma'am, our children are waiting for you to address them.
All right, I had not unmuted myself. Sorry. Thank you, Savinder.
All right, ma'am.
Good morning, children, parents, and teachers. Greetings and best wishes, dear teachers, on Teachers' Day. Let us all begin this day by thanking our mother and our father, our first teachers, and all the gurus in our lives who have shown us the way. One little but very powerful quote to ponder over for teachers as well as children. When we think we know, we cease to learn. These are words of Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan, an accomplished and distinguished scholar, philosopher, and statesman, who held the post of Vice President of India for 2 terms and was appointed as the country's president in 1962. But children, before this, he had spent nearly 40 years as a professor of religion and ethics at the Madras Presidency College, University of Calcutta, and the Oxford University. When he was president, some of his old students visited him. It was the year when he became president. They desired to celebrate his birthday, that is 5th September. He said, and I quote him, "Instead of celebrating my birthday, it would be my proud privilege if 5th September is observed as Teachers' Day." Now, children, he did not rise to such heights easily, but he had a quest for learning. I think you would find it interesting to know that he studied philosophy at the postgraduate level and his doctorate is in philosophy and religion, but he had a very humble background. And how he chose philosophy was that his elder cousin who was passing out of his post-graduation could offer him the books. But he found the subject interesting. His first book has been written on Rabindranath Tagore, with whom he had spent some time, and was highly impressed by Tagore's thoughts and ideas. And he chose to write on Tagore's philosophy. Now, even during his tenure as president from 1962 to 67, most of the older children will know, India faced a number of challenges. There were 2 wars, one with China and one with Pakistan, and death of 2 prime ministers during that time, of Pandit Nehru and Lal Bahadur Shastri. But it was through his wisdom and leadership that he could steer the nation through these very trying times. In this duration, he would donate a quarter of his salary. Children, he was earning 10,000 2,500, he used to, a quarter of his salary he used to keep with himself, and rest of it he was donating to the Prime Minister's Relief Fund, all through his presidency. The country was in a bad economic state. It was in 1975 that he was honored with the Templeton Prize for promoting that prize is awarded in the memory of Templeton from the US, and it is for promoting the notion of universal reality of God that embraced love and wisdom for all people. All the money that he received in this prize, all the prize money he gave away to the Oxford University. You remember, he had been a professor there. It was the same year that he passed away, children. I would want you to remember that there is much to learn from his life. As I always say to you, all the days that we commemorate, named after certain people, it is because of the significant lives they have led and the contribution they have made to the world. There's wisdom in learning from their experience. I expect, particularly from the children who will be taking the oath of student leadership shortly after I have announced their names, to read biographies of great men and women, understand how they responded to situations, what were the ideals they lived for, they upheld, and how did they navigate their lives. You're all young, very promising, with great expectations from you in our hearts. We all bless you. I request Neha to bring in the slideshow where the children's photographs are there. Neha, so that I announce their names. Now the academic prefects from class SS2 are Anish Bera and Sayam Pasricha. The children who have been appointed this year as deputy prefects for academics are Sarthak Mehendirata, SS1B, Ayush Yadav, SS1A, and Priyank Gupta, SS1A. The co-scholastic prefects from class SS2, Parinita Priyadarshini and Kushagra Bhatnagar. The deputy prefects selected this year, Moochna Sarma and Shreya Ghildial from SS1D. Prefects for discipline, class SS2, Yuvika Dugar, Naisha Gupta, Vasu Jain, and Ushma Anand Vyas. The deputy prefects for discipline, Dhruv Grover and Disha Singh, SS1A. Sports prefects, SS2, Shriya Arora and Dipesh Kadam, both from SS2C. Deputy prefects for sports, Diya Sharma, SS1C, and Parth Sharma, SS1D. The prefects for magazine and literary pursuits, Siddh Mamtani, SS2D, Navya, SS2A, and Soham Dafadar, SS2A. Deputy prefects for literary pursuits and magazine, Akanksha Ivy Lakra, SS1A, and Vivan Mukherjee, SS1D. Pro-social prefects, class SS2, Ost Kumar, SS2D, and Riddhi Bhardwaj, SS2D. Deputy prefects, pro-social, Ishan Sen Gupta, SS1C, and Niharika Tyagi, SS1C. Prefects for Media and Communication, Roshan Kumar Sahu, SS2A, and Ishita Bansal, SS2B. And Deputy Prefects for Media and Communication, Prasanjit Panda, SS1B, and Pallavi Nair, SS1B. Prefects for Community Development, SS2, Vinati Upadhyay, Riya Arora, Preksha Nagar. And Deputy Prefects for Community Development, Naman Jain, SS1A, and Suhani Mehendirata, SS1A, Jia Motwani, SS1C. Prefects for Environment, Anya Minhas, Kartik Singh, Neha. Deputy Prefects for the Environment, Joy Mukherjee, Surjo Das, and Debopriya Mukherjee of SS1. I think I said Anya Minhas and I missed out Kartik's name. They are the prefects from SS2 for Environment. Prefects Cultural, Shreya Samantare, SS2A, Anushka Majumdar, SS2B. Deputy Prefects Cultural, Shreya Roy Chaudhary and Archisha Arya, SS1C. The House Captains, Abhimanyu House, Nitesh Lakra is the Captain, Ishita Khattar is the Vice Captain. Bharat House, Alisha Sarna, the Captain, Archita Basor, Vice Captain. Dhruv House, Predna is the Captain. Dikshita Pramod is the Vice Captain. Hiteshika Kashyap, the Captain of Kasturba House. And Tanya Chandola, Vice Captain of Kasturba House. Lakshmi Bai House, Aditi Bajaj is the Captain. Mehak Rawat is joining as the Vice Captain. Prahlad House, Raghav, SS2C Captain. Abhinav Day, Vice Captain. Shravan House, Suhani, SS2D is the Captain. Lamya Samar is joining as the Vice Captain from SS1A. Ananya Arora is the Captain for Siddharth House. And Lakshya Thapalyal, the Vice Captain. Now I request Navya Munjal and Siddh Mamtani to administer to the prefects the oath of student leadership. Thank you.
We, the student leaders of Gyan Bharati School, pledge to serve our school with pride and loyalty.
We understand that leadership is not a path to privilege. It is a responsibility we must choose to carry out with dedication.
Our own actions will set an example to uphold values and to maintain order and discipline of the school.
We will work well with one another and encourage each other to reach our actual potential.
With sincerity and courage, we will stand up for what is right and refuse to tolerate injustice.
With humility, we will serve our core students and motivate them to achieve success.
We promise to strive to the best of our ability.
We shall live up to the ideals of our school by faithfully fulfilling the duties entrusted to us by the school authorities and teachers. I would now like to invite Neha ma'am to announce the names of the other student representatives who will be working in different areas.
Neha, your mic is not on. Start from the beginning.
Thank you, Sid. In continuation with the spirit of nurturing leaders, I would like to introduce some more responsible and eager student representatives working in different departments. First up, we have the torch bearers. These are the students who have worked well and will hopefully continue to do so with the mental health department. Their names are Janvi Singh, SS2B, B. Mansa, SS2C, Shikaina and Guneet from SS2D, also Amrapali from SS2D. Joining them this year are Ira Bharadwaj from SS1D, Riya Dureja from SS1B, Vaishnavi from SS1C, Dia Makkar SS1C, Jayati from SS1D, and Zoya from SS2D. We then have the editorial board. These students will be working for the school magazine, and they have an exceptional command over language and also a flair for communicating. Their names are Chandrama De, SS2B, Nikita Behram from SS1D, Arushi Agarwal, SS1B, and Nandini R. Maharana, SS1A. Next up, we have the nature nurturers, environmental enthusiasts who will contribute towards sustainable development. They are Adya Mohan, S2A, Aditya R. Singh, S2A, Dhruv Pandey, Suryanshu, both from S2A, Anusha Katyal, S2B, Kuhuk Mitali, also from S2B, Akshat Srivastav, S2C, and Anya Mehar, S2C. Sorry, just 1 minute. I'm not able to see this. Dipali and Nabhya, Dipali from S2C, Nabhya and Shreyas from S2D. Sarthak, S2C, Lavanya, S1C, Reha Bhatnagar, S1A, Jia Arora, S1D, and Achint Kaur, S1D. I wish to congratulate all the badge holders for their exceptional work, and I'm hoping to see some phenomenal work from them in this year as well. To sum up this part of the assembly, I would just like to share a few lines. The challenge of leadership is to be strong but not rude, to be kind but not weak, to be bold but not a bully, to be thoughtful but not lazy, to be humble but not timid, to be proud but not arrogant, to have humor but be without folly. I wish a very happy Teachers' Day to all my teachers, my colleagues, and our biggest teachers, our students. Thank you, students, for teaching us to be patient and ready for change always.
A king is not the owner of the kingdom. He is its custodian. If the kingdom is a cow that gives milk, the king is the cowherd. That is the traditional model of a leader in Hindu mythology. The king takes care of the kingdom and the kingdom nourishes him. He defends the kingdom and the kingdom empowers him. In the Mahabharata, there is a great debate on who should be king. Should kingship be determined by bloodline or meritocracy? After much debate, discussion, and violence, which even involves an assassination attempt on the Pandavas, it is decided to divide the lands. The Pandavas get the underdeveloped half called Khandva Prasth, while their cousins, the Kauravas, get the prosperous city of Hastinapur. With the help of Krishna, the Pandavas transform Khandva Prasth into a great city called Indraprasth, which becomes the envy of the world. With the help of Krishna, the Pandavas even become kings. But then, Krishna leaves and in his absence, they gamble the kingdom away. It is almost as if, while they have the capacity to be king, they lack the attitude of kingship. And so, Krishna offers them no reprieve when they have to suffer 12 years of exile in the forest. Living in abject poverty, followed by a year of humiliation, when the former kings have to live in hiding as servants in another king's palace. During this time, there are tales of how each brother gets a lesson in humility and patience. Krishna, the supreme divine cowherd, thus acts as a coach in the Mahabharata. He's not king as in his previous life of Ram. Here he plays lowly roles as cowherd and charioteer, but acts as a kingmaker. He knows it is not just about skill alone, it is about attitude. And to shift attitude, sometimes one has to be dragged through misery. 13 years of forest exile. Today, on the occasion of Teachers' Day, let's resolve to become a little more responsible in our approach and be more aware of our duties as students. Thank you.
It would not be an exaggeration to call John Lennon a visionary and a pure genius of musical prowess. Today, Mochana and Shreya of class SS1 will be singing the song titled Imagine, which is equally relevant today as it was 30 years ago. The song called for peace during the Vietnam War and urged people around the world to live in unity. Thank you.
Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us, above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for. No religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will live as one.
For 58 years, our nation has celebrated 5th September as Teachers' Day. This nationwide celebration was coined in honor of Dr. Radhakrishnan, the absolute quintessence of the spirit of teaching. Even during these testing times, our teachers have exhibited just as much concern and sincerity towards us as a parent does for their child. If school is our second home, teachers are our second parents. In Sanskrit, Guru means the one who dispels the darkness and takes the shishya towards the light. Traditionally, a reverential figure to the student. The Guru helps in the spiritual evolution of a student. On that note, let's begin today's performance with Guru Vandana by Sohini Banerjee M1D, Samavita and Samradhita of M3, who are expressing their utmost devotion and reverence to this great Indian tradition through their respective performances.
Aruni is a revered Vedic sage of Hinduism. He is mentioned in many Vedic era Sanskrit texts, and his philosophical teachings are among the centerpiece in the Chandogya Upanishad, one of the oldest Upanishadic scriptures. A famed Vedic teacher, Aruni lived a few centuries before the Buddha and attracted students from far regions of the Indian subcontinent. Now, Rishana of M3B will narrate an inspirational anecdote from sage Aruni's life. Thank you.
Disciple Aruni. Devotion towards the Guru. Aruni was a dedicated disciple of sage Dhumya. Aruni lived in his Guru's ashram and participated in the Sat Seva of the ashram daily chores in order to receive the divine knowledge he sought. One cold winter day, Aruni was carrying back the firewood he had collected for the ashram. As he was passing by a field which belonged to his Guru, he noticed a breach in the embankment that was holding water in the field. He realized that the water would sweep away due to the breach and the crops in the field would die without water. Aruni thought he better rush to the hermitage with the firewood and then come back to take care of the breach. Meanwhile, the sage and his disciples had assembled for the day's lessons. Aruni was missing. Soon, Aruni rushed in, informed the Guru about the break in the embankment and quickly rushed back to the field. Sage Dhumya was pleased with his responsible disciple. Aruni ran all the way back to the field and tried to stop the leakage of water by blocking it with some logs and mud. However, this didn't stop the leak. The heavy pressure of the water washed away the temporary dam Aruni had constructed. As evening fell and it became dark, everyone at the ashram started worrying about Aruni. The sage gathered the other disciples and they all set out to look for Aruni. They found Aruni lying in the breach to prevent the water from leaking out. When nothing else had worked, he had used his own body to stop the flow. "My son, you are more precious than the crop," said the Guru. Aruni was covered in a blanket and brought back to the ashram. Sage Dhumya himself tended to him. The sage then blessed the disciple, "You shall be renowned forever for your unmatched devotion and obedience to your Guru." Thank you.
We are thankful to those who give us hope, our parents and grandparents who love us no matter what, our friends who make us laugh and cry, and especially our mentors and teachers who are always with us to make us better in everything we do. In the honor of our respected teachers, I'd like to introduce Eshani and Alaya of class S1, who will be serenading us with the teacher's appreciation song. Thank you.
This song is for those who see their stories through tough times in their lives, without they say thank you. You have made a difference. You have shaped our minds. You have changed the world, one child at a time. You have always been there in everything I do. I hope that you're as proud of me as I am proud of you. This song is for those who heard their silent cries, who stepped in to wipe the tears from their children's eyes. For those who gave us a safe place to grow, a place for us to call our home forever we will know that you have made a difference. You have shaped our minds. You have changed the world, one child at a time. You have always been there in everything you do. I hope that you're as proud of me as I'm proud of you. This song is for those who taught us right from wrong, who taught us much more than their craft to help our minds grow strong. This song is for those who guide us through and through, so that we can make a life without we say thank you. You have made a difference. You have shaped our minds. You have changed the world, one child at a time. You have always been there in everything we do. I hope that you're as proud of me as I am proud of you. As I look back on my life into the path within my reach, I hope I can change the life of those that I teach. I make a difference. All I do is stay. Try to see a different world through the children's eyes. And I will always be there in everything I do. I hope that you're as proud of me as I'm proud of you. And I will always be there in everything I do. I hope that you're as proud of me as I'm proud of you.
Since ages, the story of Eklavya has come to define exemplary discipleship. A true Shishya who offered the thumb of his right hand as Guru Dakshina. Dronacharya might have appeared as a relentless guru who had done injustice to Eklavya, but in reality, Guru Drona uplifted Eklavya from just being a student to becoming an epitome of discipleship. Guru Drona blessed Eklavya with immortality by asking him for his thumb. So when people refer to devotion, they think of Eklavya and not Arjun. Our students are presenting this inspirational episode from Mahabharata. The script for the same has been penned by our dramatics teacher, Sri Rajesh Tiwari.
एक धनुर्धर अर्जुन था तो एकलव्य था वीर महान। द्रोणाचार्य गुरु अर्जुन के एकलव्य का कोई न मान। अर्जुन राजकुमार रहा, महलों में वो रहता था। निषाद पुत्र था एकलव्य, वो जंगल का दुख सहता था। धनुष बाण में एकलव्य भी अभिलाषा तो रखता था, पर कौन दे ज्ञान धनुर्विद्या का, इसके लिए भटकता था। गुरु द्रोण हैं उचित गुरु, उन्हीं के पास चले जाओ, वही बना सकते हैं तुमको श्रेष्ठ धनुर्धर है पुत्र सुनो। एकलव्य फिर निकल पड़ा द्रोणा के गुरुकुल की ओर। अस्त्र शस्त्र में व्यस्त गुरु थे, था कौरव पांडव का शोर। एकलव्य ने मन ही मन में गुरु द्रोण को नमन किया। गुरु द्रोण को अर्जुन है प्रिय, एकलव्य ने जान लिया। किया प्रणाम गुरु द्रोण को उसने मन ही मन में ठान लिया। यही हमारे भी गुरु होंगे, मन वचन कर्म से मान लिया। वापस आकर एकलव्य ने गुरु प्रतिमा का निर्माण किया। कर स्थापित मूर्ति को उसने शीश नवाकर ध्यान किया। एकलव्य ने शुरू किया अभ्यास मूर्ति के सामने। होता गया प्रवीण धनुष में लगा लक्ष्य को साधने। दिवस अभ्यास मग्न था, तभी श्वान एक आया। लगा भौंकने एकलव्य पर, ध्यान शिष्य का भटकाया। शांत कर दिया एकलव्य ने, मुख बाणों से भर डाला। श्वान भगा तुम लेकर अपनी, बाण हुए अब कंठ का हाला। श्वान था दुर्योधन अर्जुन का, पहुंचा द्रोण गुरु के गुरुकुल। देख अवस्था श्वान का सब, शिष्य हुए आतुर आकुल। ये तो कोई योग्य धनुर्धर का ही हो सकता है कमाल। चलो श्वान के पीछे पीछे, देखें किसने किया ये हाल। पहुंचे एकलव्य की भूमि, गुरु द्रोण संग शिष्य सभी। देख चकित थे एकलव्य को, जो बेध रहा था लक्ष्य सभी। कौन हो वीर, गुरु कौन तुम्हारे? धनुष ज्ञान किससे पाया? एकलव्य हूँ, गुरु द्रोण है, गुरु प्रतिमा को दिखलाया। समझ गए सब बात वीर की, देखा गुरु को अर्जुन ने, श्रेष्ठ धनुर्धर एकलव्य है, सोचा अर्जुन ने मन में। भांप गए गुरु द्रोण बात को, अर्जुन को था दिया वरदान, श्रेष्ठ धनुर्धर तुम ही होगे, अब संशय में द्रोण महान। हे एकलव्य फिर सुनो, यदि गुरु मुझे तुम कहते हो, तो गुरु दक्षिणा दिए बिना उत्तीर्ण नहीं हो सकते हो। किया दंडवत एकलव्य ने, बोला गुरु आदेश करें, प्राण मांग ले प्रस्तुत हूं मैं, तनिक नहीं संदेह करें। गुरु द्रोण अभिभूत हुए एकलव्य की दृढ़ता से, आंसू छलक पड़े आंखों से, व्यथित हुए अति चिंता से। हे एकलव्य अंगूठा दे दो, दाएं हाथ का मुझे अभी, ये क्या मांग लिया गुरुवर ने, हुए अचंभित शिष्य सभी। क्षण भर नहीं विलंब किया, झट तीर निकाला तर्क से, काट दिया अंगूठा अपना, बाण चलाता था जिससे। श्रेष्ठ धनुर्धर की उंगली अब पृथ्वी पर थी गिरी हुई, पर एकलव्य की शिष्य पताका आसमान में धरी हुई। पुनः किया अभ्यास शुरू, इस बार था अंगूठा बाया, फिर से सधने लगा निशाना, अब ईश्वर था उसका दाया। पारंगत फिर एकलव्य हुआ धनुष और बाण में, श्रेष्ठ धनुर्धर की पदवी फिर पाई सकल जहां में। एकलव्य को छला द्रोण ने, ये विश्व का आरोप है, पर एकलव्य ने सदा कहा, मन में ना कोई रोष है। एकलव्य की कथा है यह, कथा भक्ति विश्वास की, गुरु के प्रति श्रद्धा की है, त्याग व महाप्रयास की, त्याग व महाप्रयास की, त्याग व महाप्रयास की।
One child, one teacher, one book, one pen can change the world. As our program nears its culmination, I request our esteemed school director, Ms. Lata Vedyanathan ma'am, to address the assembly.
Lata ma'am.
Yeah, I'm just trying to turn. So let the video be off. I'm trying to turn it on. Yes.
Ma'am, it's on.
Yeah, it's on. It's not coming on the full screen though. I don't know how that works. Okay. My very dear family of Gyan Bharati School, children, teachers, parents. What a beautiful day today it has been. But at the outset, my own pranams to my parents and all my teachers who have helped me be who I am today. Similarly, to all the teachers and children today, I also offer my greetings, and humble prayers for once again helping me continue my own personal journey of learning, because we are walking through that space forever. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahmam, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. I don't think there can be a single day when we do not bow our heads low to all the Gurus. But I want to say that today's morning spent with all of you has been extremely delightful. I must congratulate Savinda, Nishi ma'am, and the entire team who put this program together and made it such a delightful morning for me. You know, Teachers' Day, dear children, is a day to be spent in reflection, wondering at all the answers we will seek for all the questions that come to our mind. Congratulations to every single child who spoke or performed in today's event. Congratulations to all the prefects and all the school leaders who are embarking on a journey that has to set their own standards and their own pace. Leadership is neither a label nor a trophy to be won. It is action to be performed. It is the spirit of goodness and that you carry with you on your shoulders as examples for others to follow. And if in the process of rendering your duties, by any chance, if you happen to drop a load, please remember that it's always right to pick yourself up and say sorry and move on. Leadership will never come with a bed of roses. It'll always come with challenges. And it is those challenges and moments of discontinuity that actually helps you take that leadership decision. And leadership always means a little more. You're one step ahead of the others. That's why you're a leader. And that one step means a whole world. And every step you take, remember you are ahead of the others. And therefore, faltering is possible, but faltering can be limited. Leadership by example is exactly what one is looking for. Leadership is not sermonizing. So, dear students, all of you who are adorning yourself with the gift of leadership today, which has been so beautifully announced by your principal, please remember that you shall be examples to all your juniors and to everybody else who matters in your life, because this is that one chance to make a big difference. And the difference need not be so visible that it will be celebrated. It is a difference that you experience for yourself. In everything that you think and do and act, there has to be that power that makes a difference to yourself first and to everyone else in your neighborhood or in your lives. There is a lot that can be said on leadership, dear children. I saw leadership of co-scholastics, sports, academics, and a whole lot of other framework that your school currently has. All that I want to say is, I wish that as you adorn this mantle, take upon yourself one commitment that you will do before the year ends that actually sets you apart by example for everyone else. And towards that, I know difficult during COVID times, but we always say that it is this discontinuity that makes you learn. So I'm really hoping that this COVID times will help you shine better and bring out the best in you, because this is not going to stay and hopefully never be repeated. So you are leaders of a different time. Please use that difference to adorn yourself and make yourself stronger to deal with life and its challenges, and have time to reflect on these thoughts of mine. About today's function, you know, I think very little can be said by way of what a guru means to each one of us. And to the teachers, the entire journey of being a guru is not really easy. Dear teachers, dear parents, and so also dear children who are peer mentors to others. The guru's journey is very difficult. It begins, like they say, by being a simple adhyapak. From adhyapak, as the Vedanta tells us, there is the next journey is of an upadhyay, then it is of an acharya, then it is of a drishta, then of a srishta, and then of a guru. And at the end of these 40 years of my own life, I still think I'm not anywhere near being a guru. So insight, foresight, skilled people, and people with great thought leadership. These are some of the traits of a great guru. Dear children, dear parents, and dear teachers, every single item that today the children put together, whether they sang, enacted, or said, I think each one of you deserve our congratulations because in the preparing of it, you have grown a little different. Never go back. These are opportunities which come to some and more should aspire because we are not even in a stage right now, but I don't think I missed one today. Absolutely beautiful. And watching Eklavya said reminded me it was absolutely beautiful. That's besides the point. But besides all of that, it reminded me that even, there are some inanimate objects which are our gurus. And as our stories tell us, Avaduta is reported to have had more than 34 gurus. Avaduta is reported to have stood in front of a flowing brook and he said, fluidity, this brook teaches me fluidity that never to be stagnant, but to keep flowing, to keep moving. And that's how you move forward. He stood in front of a rock and he says, this rock teaches me stability, to be grounded, to make sure that no winds can really move you, no winds of despair can move you, and you're steady to face any challenges. He looked at a flight of birds and he says, we have the wings to fly. It's just who put the power behind it, your parents and your teacher. And then you're all set to fly into realizing your dreams. All of us do that. So this way he describes 34 both people and inanimate objects around him to say what he has learned from each. So the learning today, I think the only thing I can add, perhaps a little humorously, is the Google Auntie or Alexa. So, dear children, I know while there are these many ways of learning today, and the sources of information have changed, but information remains information until someone actually gets with you into a dialogue, makes you think, makes you accept, makes you internalize the learning contained therein. It is a multiple process of all your body taking in. That's why you have these senses. If everything could be just done with eyes or ears, I think we wouldn't have the rest. So multisensorially, multidisciplinary, through animate and inanimate, and I would put the digital systems or the Googles only as inanimate because they don't respond in the sense of being, of transforming you. They inform you, they don't transform you. Your gurus, your parents, your friends, your peers, your mentors, your counselors transform you into a superior being and you can see the difference for yourself. Grow up beautifully. Be valuable to society. Look after nature and nurture them. Please understand that if you have to survive, sustainability is the only way forward. Nature is dancing right now, and you can see how it required to heal itself. Let not little viruses become one more teacher to teach us lessons of how good human beings we can be. Great occasion, dear children, to keep talking about what's good, what's right, and what you need to cope with. But one thing I can tell you, on Teachers' Day, as my teachers trusted me, I can tell you that I have great hope in this millennial generation that's springing around everywhere around me and the world, ready to take off and provide our old age with the beauty of life that someone gave to us and you enhancing it. We did our little job. as teachers, as your protectors, as your mentors. Now, we look forward to your generation, to your school in specific, to your leadership even more infinitely to make the difference the world needs. Go out there and give of yourself. Takers are but poor examples of being rich. Givers are those who make the difference. God bless. Happy Teachers' Day, dear teachers. You are my COVID warriors. You are my everything. God bless you all with an absolutely healthy, happy life ahead of you. All of you, dear parents, take care of your children. Together, between parents and teachers, the children will be the winners. But to the supreme teachers of these difficult times and present in school making a living for themselves, blessings, blessings, and more blessings, and happy faces, love, big smiles from all of you should fill my life, is all I pray. Thank you so very much for this amazing day. Savinder, I want a big smile because you're the only teacher I can see. Yeah, you're smiling for all. And this little girl, what's her name? I can see, sorry, I can't, Nikita.
She's
And
Nikita Behram from.
yeah, Nikita and Sid. Can I have a big grin from you all representing the children in my life? God bless. God bless. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. On behalf of Gyan Bharati School Teaching Fraternity, I take this opportunity to appreciate the invaluable contribution that you have made in the field of education, ma'am. And
Thank you so much.
your, in, your incredible passion for child-centered education is known to all. Your inputs make such a difference to ensure the learning and growth of our students and staff as well. Thank you so much for being with us.
Tons of blessings. Tons of blessings.
And how can I not mention our dear parents? Since the time we've started organizing online cultural activities, they have given us tremendous support by standing behind their children. Believe me, we laughed, we sang, we acted, we danced, we created, and grew together during these 5 months. Right from lending all technical support, including recording and shooting their videos, we could not have materialized this without you, parents. We are very thankful to you. A big thank from all of us to you. And special mention Soham Dafadar of SS2A because this child has been actively involved from day one. God bless you, Soham. And also God bless all the children. With this, we conclude today's program. Thank you so much for watching this. Thank you so much.
3 cheers to Nishi ma'am for providing this absolutely brilliant, putting this brilliant program together and everyone who worked with her. And while thanking her, they say in Hindi, there's something funnily said, Hathi ke pairon mein sabke pair.
Yes.
So I think that's how I wish to thank everybody. God bless all of you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Can we leave?